What's going on? Yeah, just starting right now. Host stat started. So I'm assuming is what you're asking. Just kicking it off. Nice little update here for you on a Tuesday. Market's just, well, I guess the market's been open for a while. I got the bootleg on TikTok today, doing the old holding the phone. What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Let's go ahead and get started. Going to go over real quick Bitcoin. I got Ethereum, Quant, MATIC, Doge, Shiba, and I think Gala. I think that's the one I didn't put on the list today on the roster. But we're going to take a look at these real quick. Hopefully this music's not too loud. Turn that down a little bit. All right, so Ethereum, from our last update here, like I said, sorry about the bootleg. Shorted MATIC, nice. The bootleg holding the phone up today for TikTok, but this is also on YT, right? If you're looking over, if you want to see the full screen, things of that nature, rewind, catch it after the stream is over. But we'll go ahead and get started here. So Ethereum, right, had created this essentially the same structural range that Bitcoin was trading in for quite a while. Ethereum kind of led the pack here as we broke out just a few weeks back. We ran it up to the range high, right? So hit our head on this a couple times, had some bearish divergence, got a nice pullback. If you zoom into the daily, you can see that the 2017 all-time high essentially came in as daily support, right here. Came in, closed our daily level, wick below, took off from there. And then we basically broke out of this range and have since then came back in, closing dailies back in at the moment. So for the moment, we're going to be looking down, obviously. You could even be having a really nice re-enter right here, possible back test of the range high, right? And that's kind of indicative of some continuation to the downside. Obviously, we break back out of this range area. The 1650 is kind of that line in the sand. We'd be looking up. We know what we have above us. We got the untapped quarterly key level, right? And then we actually, I have a whole other range that I've put together essentially for ETH once we actually conclusively break out of this range and run it through this untapped quarterly. So get through 1844, and I got a whole another list of areas here for ETH. But for now, I'm just keeping it really simple. But we did break back into this area, back testing it as we speak. You got the new monthly key level that just printed yesterday, right on the 1st of August as we come out of July. So that's sitting about 1488. Coming down to this region would really do nothing, other than just create a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Then you really want to see if we get a reaction out of that region or not. One of the things I'm still really looking for now that we have this higher run up here is that you got the golden pocket now for this entire move up, right? From the 885 low all the way up to now the $1,800 just about high. Yet the golden pocket aligns well with this structural point of control, back testing this range, still in that $1,200 region, right? So even if we were to come all the way back down to that region, you still would, be putting in a higher low essentially, right, from this structure. So not out of the question. And that would be quite the drop, right? So from where we are now, you're looking at 26%. You would have to imagine that Bitcoin's going to be taking a hit with that as well. We'll take a look at Bitcoin here in a minute. I usually start with Bitcoin. Don't know why I didn't. But yeah, so that's what I'd be looking for ETH, right? So right now, as far as upside would go, really got to get back out of this range. Right now, we're basically closing dailies back in it. Possible bearish back test right here. At least looking down to this untapped monthly key level, it's just coming in at 1490. That's very likely to me to get met this, in the next coming days here at least, which is only about $120 from where we are now. Granted, percentage wise, that's a 10% move to the downside. So something to be aware of there for old ETH, right? Let's just take a look at Bitcoin. Like I said, I kind of went out of order here. All right, so Bitcoin lost our monthly open, right? Pretty much as soon as we started the month here. Coming down, we've got an untapped monthly as well, about the same percentage drop, right? Actually a little bit less, I'm sorry. So 3% from where we are now takes us to the monthly key level that's untapped at the moment. And coming back down and tagging the range high, obviously, is not going to be out of the question at that point as well. We've got our point of control back in here at 20,500. And that is, if we start re-entering this region, that would be, the natural target to the downside there. So in the short term here, nothing too crazy to worry about till we start re-entering that region. But I would imagine that 22,254, 258, whatever, 22,260, whatever you want to call it, is going to be met here for Bitcoin, right, in the interim here. So 2 or 3% move, nothing crazy, aligns well with Ethereum pulling down to its monthly key level as well. And that's just, the normal move there. So MATIC and Quant, just kind of want to bring these two up because I know they've been, hot commodities in the last few weeks. And I just want to kind of touch on them. I've touched on them quite a bit here. Starting off by saying each time, this would not be the number one coin that I, would chase if you're not already in a position, if you're not already holding from lower, or, depending on what your situation is. MATIC, for example, has rallied from the low over 200%, right? Came up right here, basically swung the highs here. So anybody that was looking to short in this region, right, probably came up, got that stop loss triggered right there. The actual move started coming back down from there. What I'd be looking for here is very similar to what we've been looking at in Quant too. So however, we do have our two levels to the upside here, which at this point, you'd really only want to be paying attention to that if we do come up and conclusively live above $1. So start closing at least 4-hour candles above that region. So far, we have not done so. So in the short term here, do expect to just come down some more. You got the range high back down here, came down, did get a nice back test of this. But if we start coming back and living back in this range, you got your natural target, right? Your point of control. This is actually a really interesting region to me and has been for quite a while. If anybody's looking for fresh entries on MATIC, right? The 60-cent area has been where at least I've been eyeballing for quite a while. So right now, that's the overall from low to high, golden pocket, daily level, and point of control. So there's a lot of support coming in this region. It would at least offer a bounce if we did get down to it, right? So it's definitely one of those times where, entering a position right here, could it go higher? Sure, right? Most likely, though, it probably doesn't, right? Or the risk to reward right now is just not worth it, right? Because if we pushed higher from here, unless you're just dollar cost averaging in, you got a 30% window up to this 3-month level. You got an untapped monthly, which would be a nice 40% move from where we are right now. And then this 150 is really where I'm targeting over time here, which would be a 70% move. However, if we do facilitate this drawdown, that would be about a 40% pullback, right? Coming all the way back into this region. So just something to be aware of. Obviously, you lose this range high, and that's really going to be your, invalidation at that point. Anybody that took a short on this, obviously you got to look to take profits along the way. This 2-week level and range high would be a major area if we come down to it. And then from there, you'd be looking a little lower here. And then this would be the buy zone, so to speak, if we get down to there for MATIC. So once again, 200% rally, a 40% pullback, not out of the ordinary. You'd still be making higher highs, higher lows. And then if we push it up to that 150 after the fact, it'd be a nice little continuation. So updates, along the way, obviously. So Quant put this one in the group, I feel like daily at this point, but beautiful, range rotation. We're living within this region, right? Ran it up to the point of control, pulled it back to the golden pocket, ran it to the range high, broke out, consolidated, entered the previous range above us, right to the point of control here at 114, which was our major target. Came back tested. And there's two ways you could be looking at this right now. One of which, you could look at this as a double top, and I do foresee a little bit more drawdown here. But at the moment, the confirmation I'd be looking for any more upside would be to clear 114 conclusively, right? So start closing at least 4-hour candles above that. That would be the area where you could consider, putting stop losses, whatever the case may be. If it's just you just have to get in the quant or whatever the case is. But for me, similar to MATIC right now, I'm sure everybody's going to be looking at this as a bull flag, right? Just throwing an idea out there with a measured move, which actually does come into where, the target that I'd be looking for anyways would be about 139. But really at this point, that, if you're not in a position or anything, I mean, it's $103 right now. It's rallied substantial as well. This from the low is 156% off the low. Obviously, it already pushed up to 200%, 180, so almost 200%. And very similar to MATIC, this could very well be pulling back, and look at what we got here, right? So exactly MATIC setup, golden pocket, high time frame horizontal, and you got a point of control all stacked up right here. If that does come to fruition, that's a 40% pullback. So risk to reward right now is, that's just something you got to consider for yourself for whatever your strategy is at the moment. Obviously, Quant is still, light years away from an all-time high. So, yeah, just totally up to you. But for me, I would be looking for some better entries if that's the case. And, even if we don't get it, obviously that's always a risk. But for me, I'm looking for this $68 region on Quant, right? If that opportunity arises. Right. Crow pumped a bit. We'll take a look at Crow. Like I said, sorry about the the phone setup today. I'm hell on an iPad with keeping it charged, I guess. Let's see, Quant, MATIC, went through Bitcoin. And like I said, this is on YT, right? So can't necessarily bring that name up, I guess, without getting jacked. But if anybody wants to go back and see the whole screen, pause, rewind, things of that nature, you can check it out under Leading Crypto on YT. And what were the other three I said? So Bitcoin, ETH, Quant, MATIC, ran through those. Let's take a look at, I bring up, let's take a look at Gala real quick, but I've been talking about the Doge and the Shiba coin too. Just for the idea of, if those two hit, they're very big public, like, I don't want to say the word retail trader, but like, they get the public really, everybody really excited. And, it's always like, oh, if Doge is pumping, the altcoin market's going to go crazy or whatever the case may be. And they both have some really nice technical setups right now that I'm looking at. But Gala, I just wanted to show that we were looking at this the other night. I think we were looking at this live as well on, if it wasn't Debate Crypto, it was the live stream we did after Debate Crypto on Thursday night. Magic Internet Money, myself, and Max. But we were looking for this untapped monthly key level from that point of control, and nice little 12-13% move. Nothing too crazy, but hit it pretty well. Obviously, that is now tapped. But for Gala, trigger at the moment would be to flip this area as support. So you're looking at 6.5 cents. You basically only have a daily level in your way, and then you got the value area high here coming in at like 10 cents. So still think there's a lot of upside here for Gala. And but right now, as far as an entry would go, possible to pull back a little bit towards the point of control. Once again, you got the range low at 5, so between 5 and 6 cents, the areas to look for. unless we start flipping this 6.5, right? So flip that to support, and then we'd probably take it up to this daily, and then overall looking for that range high over some time. All right, so Doge is a really perfect example of kind of what we were talking about last week, and what I'm talking about right now too, right? Where it's like looking for certain areas based on risk to reward, because the other night we were hanging around this region about almost 7.5, almost 8 cents, right? Almost 7.5 cents, sorry, for Doge, which doesn't sound like a huge lot, but as far as percentage goes, right, that was a 10% move from where we were. And the trigger here, the idea is we want to see this break back into this range and then reclaim that essentially, right? So start closing within this area, 4-hour candles, things of that nature. You got a nice invalidation point, put stop loss right below. And then from here, we're looking to take it up to our daily level. We got a nice untapped monthly key level here. There's almost zero volume in this region right here of the chart. And then taking it up to this golden pocket and this point of control would be something I'd be looking for Doge if we come back and start closing in this 8.2 cent range. I bring this one up just because, like I said, I mean, there's an opportunity to make some money if we get it there, right? So not even including where we are now, and that's the risk you take, right? Because obviously we could very well do that, run it up, and you'd miss out on 23%. But that's the name of the game, right? As far as the risk to reward goes, because if anybody bought right here expecting that to happen the other night, you're down 10% right now, right? So, and you probably even maybe put a stop loss right below this monthly level, and you might have even got stopped out already. So, either way, from the range low here, right? This is a really nice move. So I bring it up for that idea, because if Doge pumps 70% in a short time, like I said, it's gonna really erupt the market and things of that nature. So you probably want to have a game plan in place before time. We got a really nice area that Doge has just been ranging around in towards the downside here, and just really looking to reclaim this range and take it up from there. Right now, it's living outside, which is a very interesting one. But Shiba is a little bit different. Maybe I don't even have Shiba on my list. Gotta go back. And like, by no means are these the two like top coins to be getting into or anything like that. I'm just showing that these have some potential to get a move here. And then, like I said, you already know what the general public starts thinking and starts getting really pumped when these move. So Shiba, on the other hand, nice bounce off the range low, right? Ran it up to our point of control, right? Had some resistance, overtook it, lost it. Right now, possibly reclaiming. So very similar situation, right? You got a nice clear invalidation, got your stop loss just below. And from here, we're looking up towards this untapped monthly key level, like a million zeros in this region. So I'm just bringing up the idea here for percentage, because if we do see these moves out of Shiba and then Doge, like I said, the market's probably going to be all erupting with some bullish FOMO and things of that nature, right? So taking it up to the range high here would be like an 80%, so similar to Doge. So I'd say if Doge runs it up to that region, we probably see the range high coming out of Shiba here, 60-70% move. And this is where I'd be looking to be cautious at, right? So this is where this is major resistances up here. Obviously, this is where you look to take some profit, take some skin out of the game, put some dry powder on the side, however you want to consider it. But those two are just very interesting, and I just wanted to point those out. And too many what ifs. So we use order flow and open interest in here as well, but you'll have to be watching that. So this is a very what if. Planning your reactions, sir or madam. All right. And just kind of bringing up the idea of like I said, just in the market as a whole, I feel like everybody's very split, right? Until we start getting some movement. But there's certain coins, very, very similar to like XRP, right? MATIC and Quant just pumped 200%. exciting, fun, whatever. CRV just pumped almost 200%, not really even talked about. Something like Doge, Shiba, or XRP pumps 200%. Like just picture how the market would react, right? Everybody's emotion, at least. So I just bring those up with the Shiba and the Doge post. So that's really the main idea behind that. All right. Crow. Somebody asked about Crow. Trying to keep this to a nice short update here. About 25 minutes in. So like I said, this is on YT for anybody. You can go back and rewind, pause, whatever. If you missed it, I did cover Bitcoin, Ethereum, Quant, MATIC, Doge, Shiba, Gala, and then we're going to take a look at Crow real quick. Oh, Crow did have a nice move, and look where it went, right to that point of control. So, yeah, nice. Very, very similar to everything else, right? Had that structural range that we were building out right off the low, broke out, ran right to the point of control, already pulled back a little bit. So, a similar move like that, could very well happen in that Doge and Shiba situation if we get back into that range. And to whoever's point, paying attention to order flow and open interest as well. So, yeah, from here, that probably gassed it out, right? And you got some bearish divergence here on a 4-hour time frame, so probably gonna get a little pullback, which we pretty much already got now. So, for here, you really want to get back above this point of control to start taking it any higher, which is like 18 cents, so 17.68, whatever. And then from there, you got the high time frame horizontal coming in right here. And you got your range high coming in 30 cents, which from where we're at is like 100% move. But yeah, that would have been a nice move for anybody that caught that one. Same thing, if you're in any kind of long positions or things of that nature, the point of control has to be a take profit area for you. And you can preset that. You would have had to preset this one, right? This was such a this 4-hour time frame, so I don't know how long it stayed up there. Yeah, not even not even for 15 minutes. So you would have had to have that one preset out. That's where I'd be looking there. All right. If anybody's interested, Magic Internet Money and myself, right? If you're not following Magic Internet Money on YouTube, on TikTok, on Twitter, do yourself a favor and do so. Amazing Bitcoin analysis, in my opinion, hands down the best. If you'd like access to his Bitcoin analysis, my altcoin analysis, we do both co-host the leading crypto Discord server. Link is in the bio and the information if anybody's interested in joining that. Otherwise, I will see you all in the next live video. Hope you all have a great day, morning, afternoon, wherever you are in this beautiful world. And until next time, cheers.